I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's a filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, 125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. 125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at insori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is a community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the Village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy merch. Okay,
all right,
I'm
guys,
gonna
here we
refresh
go.
on Rumble soon, and hopefully there's enough likes to be able to get.
There are not enough likes.
Well, I'm
there
gonna
are
refresh.
only 3.
I'm gonna
Oh my
refresh.
gosh, the Rumbillions.
Every
Nobody
time I
wants
check,
points.
it's staying at 3. I told people.
Nobody
4.
wants points. All right, here we go.
That's that. There's 15 people watching, guys. Come on.
Metallica. Let's do it.
There you go, Director Franco.
Rebel, grip your bottle tight, just float away. Rebel, is it hard to leave? What makes you stay? Go take your poison ink, sign life away. Then take your dirty spoon and dig your grave. Dig your grave.
y'all going hiking, you better make sure that girl comes back safe and sound. Otherwise, you will have the entire village on your ass.
Don't do that.
Take care of our sister. Take care of our sister. Okay, guys, here we go. Here we go. The last song.
Rebel of Babylon.
Damn, I forgot how good Metallica was as a band, bro. Freaking band.
Wait. Twain said it's not over, man. Is he
He's
lying?
fucking with us.
He's
It's
lying.
literally quadruple zeros right there, bro. We got the whole thing on there. Vin is right.
Vin's right.
Yeah, man, they're just a really freaking good band. And that James Hetfield is
what? What Vincent was.
I think Het is underrated as a guitarist, specifically on the riff side. I don't think Het gets enough credit for. He's come up with some pretty iconic, crazy riffs, man. But he doesn't get credit for it because nu metal is not really a guitar-focused genre.
Yeah.
It's a singer-focused genre almost exclusively.
Okay.
But Vin ruined the ending. There's 4 minutes left. Shut up, Ben. That wasn't even Ben. It was Dwayne. I was having a flashback from Koala Ben.
Oh, yeah. Ben.
Horrible people hurt his feelings. He deserved it that time, though. I'm not gonna lie to you. I usually go for the underdog. But I was
I know, but he wasn't the underdog. The poor people being assaulted by him were.
Yeah,
okay, so
a lot of religious imagery here, though. All 4 songs had super religious imagery in it, so that's interesting. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, this one was. Is this basically the same theme? Like, Rebel, grip your bottle tight, just float away. Rebel, it's hard to leave. What makes you stay? Go take your poison ink, sign life away. Then take your dirty spoon and dig your grave, dig your grave. So there's the whole concept of the silver, born with a silver spoon in your mouth. But this one's a dirty spoon. What kind of, what are we talking about?
Don't they put the crystal meth and all that in a
right.
spoon?
Well, I don't know if it's crystal meth, but I've seen
then
stuff
they heat
where
up the spoon. So I'm assuming it's just him falling off the wagon with drugs and alcohol. It's just very odd for me for a person that age.
Gosh, that's exactly what it is. I agree.
For a person that age to still be
ruled by that.
Well, I mean, he's fighting it, so he's not being ruled by it. But it's just they're just a couple of like professions where I'm like, God did not intend us to have these professions for like this extended period of time. It doesn't matter what it is, but anytime you get a group of highly driven guys, like and when they do it, like Drake, the only Drake song I like, it's funny because I don't even look at his verse, but there's a song Forever, where he's saying, I want this shit forever. I want to be able to do this forever. Like, because when you're doing something that's like elite, you think is elite, whatever, people brainwashing you think is elite. But if you do something that's elite and then everything turns out good or whatever, and you accomplished it, and you're getting all the positive feedback, like, yeah, you want it forever. Mm-hmm. You're like, I want to do this every day for the rest of my life. I never want to come home. Never, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's crazy. There is no smooth. You don't heat meth. Well, thank you, Lost Tape. I'm not gonna. Well, we're not gonna instruct people on how to cook meth either.
No, I don't know how to cook meth. I'm just saying. I actually didn't think it was meth either. I thought it was like heroin, but I don't know anything about it. The one that does the spoon.
That's a really okay. So Babylon. I don't know how much I want to get into this. Do it. But Babylon is kind of in the center of what's known as the cradle of civilization in Mesopotamia.
Also, Coon Preacher's Babylon.
Coon Preacher's Babylon. And Babylon, interesting. You talk about synchronicity. I was just thinking about Nimrod yesterday. So there's a line of thought that states that Nimrod, who's mentioned in Genesis 10, at the end of Genesis 10, I believe, was the sort of archetype of the human beings going against God type scenario. Mm-hmm. And so Nimrod builds a city named Babylon, in which the center of the city has this temple called the ziggurat. The ziggurat is kind of like this interesting, like upward winding spiral to a degree. And you would interface with the gods at the top of that temple. They would come down and you would go up, and you guys would kind of meet in the middle. And the first guy to do that in many people's thought process is Nimrod. There are actually some people that believe Nimrod is going to rise from the dead and be the Antichrist. Really? Because it says about Nimrod, he was a mighty hunter before the Lord. Mm-hmm. And majority of commentators, both on the Jewish side and the Christian side, interpret that as this was a brazen dude. He was the original rebel. And he not only was going to rebel, but he was going to build his own kind of army, build his own city, and have the culture outwork his thought process. Mm-hmm. And so he became the archetype of a human being at max potential against God. Mm. And so I was listening. It was really fascinating. I tried to find her. I couldn't find her after that. But this lady did an entire breakdown of the history of Nimrod in, the Ante-Nicene Fathers. And it's just really, really
interesting. What? The Ancient Nicene Fathers?
Ante-Nicene, before Council of Nicaea, Polycarp, all those guys.
Yep. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was just a very, very fascinating read at that.
What do you remember
around that stuff? I'll tell you in a second, because the other parts are going to be more pertinent.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, no. I'm
Nimrod is also a Marvel character, right? So like Nimrod goes and creates this religion, and he systematizes the belief system. And really, the first kind of time you see religion is Nimrod. The way that God related to people prior to the flood was very communal. Mm-hmm. Cain's having a bad day. He's like, hey, man, Cain, what's wrong with you? There was no ritual. There was no, you have to do hocus pocus to enter my presence. That stuff happened later, and there's a specific strategy behind it. But people kind of just hung out. And then Nimrod says, no, we need to systematize this, because if we systematize it, then I can be at the top. I do think, I'm going to push this out. I think I'm probably going to make the case that the Old Testament, the ideal government was some sort of theo-anarchism. Theo-anarchism.
Oh, wow. That's so interesting. I think you're right.
Yeah, because God did not want a centralized human leader. Right,
because, I mean, you said that the head of each household was sacrificing, and so there was a sort of
the guy was the priest.
Theo-anarchy?
Theo-anarchist structure.
Did you make that up?
I mean, I'm sure other people have. I mean, people talk about theocracy and all the rest of it. So, but theo-anarchism, I think, would go well. Kill me one more time, Stigmata. So Stigmata is when, this is another fascinating thing that I have to figure out how much I'm going to spend time on. But Padre Pio, very famous saint, had the wounds of Christ in his hands and his finger and his feet. You know the Stigmata.
I know. I'm familiar.
So these wounds start appearing, and he's all in pain and all the rest of it, and people like freaking out. Me personally,
tell me what you think.
I had a friend that was like really interested in that stuff, and he was a Protestant. I was a Protestant. He asked me, what do you think about Padre Pio and the Stigmata? I said, that dude was probably inhabited by 58 demons, that guy. The fucking nerve of Padre Pio to go to his bishop and say, please help me, give me permission to suffer for the sins of the world.
Oh, man.
What's fascinating.
You know what? I never looked at that side of it. I looked at the other. Okay, go ahead. Keep going.
Yeah, there you go, Archero. Yes. Everyone did what was right in their own eyes. Very good, Archero. See, Archero's on the team, but he's like,
points.
He's undercover. Because he doesn't want to be kicked out by his metal friends. So every time we talk religion, he pays very close attention. I see you, Archero. I see you. You gonna come hang out at night like Nicodemus, so those other friends wouldn't mess him up? You're afraid. Tell the truth. You love God. So the Stigmata. What's fascinating about Padre Pio and the Stigmata is, I've seen a bunch of Catholic documentaries on it. I used to watch EWTN, is all this thing, this holy guy, whatever. Diana Pasolka. You know who I'm talking about, Diana Pasolka?
Yeah.
She knows these original languages. She knows Imperial Latin, blah, 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 Koine, all the rest of it. She translated it, and in the translation, the angel did not say, Padre, boom, look at your hands, now you have the Stigmata. That is not what Padre said happened. What he said happened was that there was a being that appeared in his room. The being terrified him. The being did not tell him, don't be afraid. And then the being, this is what Padre Pio said, and it's documented, he does have the wounds of the Stigmata. I mean, that's documented. That's not...
Yeah, that's the only part I ever heard about was how real it was.
Said that this being shot light into his hand, and when the being put the light into his hand, it pierced his hand. Did the same thing with the other hand and with the feet. And so they don't have reference points like he lasered me or whatever the fuck happened. Mm-hmm. But what Padre Pio says is that he got basically lasered. So these did not like appear out of nowhere. In his mind, somebody appeared in his room. It was a very, very ominous atmosphere when this dude showed up. And he basically zapped him in the hands. He did not say, I was praying and all of a sudden I saw the wounds of Christ and all the rest of it. So Pasolka's like, wait a second, this sounds like some of the UAP encounters.
Yep.
Because there have been times when people have had severe injuries, lacerations, all the rest of it from these encounters and died from these UAPs. Or from what they're calling NIH, non-human intelligence, which if you go back and listen to anything in the beginning of this channel, I'd always talk about malevolent forces or dark intelligences. Mm-hmm. So there you go.
Wow.
So like this right here, he's under a lot of spiritual oppression, but he phrases it from within the rubric of Babylon.
Yeah.
And Babylon being the ultimate and total final rebellion against God. And it's not just a middle finger to God, but it is also and I'm going to live happily ever after without you.
Good luck with that, bro.
So like he's saying like that's a position he ends up in. And remember, Hetfield has a pretty religious past. And then he talks about being a martyr. And that's one of the things that I don't know why, but like this is a major thing in recovery and other things like that is when the person finally decides after 6 or 7 years and 2 or 3 destroyed marriages or whatever, now they're going to get their alcoholism under control. Mm-hmm. And now they think everybody's just supposed to forget all the bullshit that you did to them before. Yeah. That's not how it goes. I got family. I'm certain I lost family members because of that. And it kills me. Like it kills me. But at the same time, that's what you did, bro. I love you to death, bro, but that's what you did, man. But, you know, like, folks got to learn from the examples of others, right? A wise man learns from his mistake. A genius learns from the mistakes of his friends. You gotta, wow. You gotta think about that shit and take it seriously. And that's why, like, I admire Hetfield for that. I admire that this is like 3rd, 4th time in rehab. I'm glad that he's like, yeah, like keep that, because he could have kept that to himself, like, you know, but he didn't do that. Mm-hmm.
Or if
you know,
this is full circle. At the beginning of the stream, we talked about shame and blame and stuff like that. If he was in that circle, then he wouldn't go get the help because it gets out. Everybody knows about it.
Yeah. And like for him to be that explicit about and say, I have a problem, all this is like, you know, I give it to you. And, you know, look, being rich, like this is one of those times when like being rich is actually a detriment and not a help, because how did Michael Jackson die? He was doing all this weirdo exotic shit that only trained professionals. So this he would never say this, but I think it's harder for those guys to overcome alcoholism than it would be for any of us, man, because not only is
the job allows it.
Well, I mean, allows it. It's almost a requirement. Yeah. I mean, look. The other thing is, it's like, okay, like we got kids now, blah, 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 blah. But you have bands that you inspired that are on the ticket with you. So now you got a bunch of 20-year-olds and they want the girls backstage. So now here you are and they got all these girls backstage, but you're James Hetfield. Or, and you know, it's our band, you know, our little no-name band. They got backstage because of us. They're not going to talk to us. They're going to see James Hetfield. They're out of here. You see what I'm saying? So, like, it's almost like that lifestyle and that status actually makes it much more difficult. And then, of course, you've got all these alcohol agencies saying, look, you don't have to drink. Just hold the thing. We'll take a picture of it and we'll pay you $10,000. And then you're like, I might as well. You're like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I commend him. He's been there like 3 or 4 times. He's been on Rogan, all the rest of it. And I like that he didn't come up with some giant, like, I'm free type of testimony thing. I don't think I'll ever hear those things again in the same way.
What do you mean? Why?
Just the people that we lost. Like,
Oh man.
people saying like, I actually have that night when he was up there talking about, you know, how he almost died and all that shit. I found.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I found that whole night. I haven't even listened to it yet, but I like that Hetfield didn't come out and say he had attained some sort of spiritual enlightenment and he's never going back there again and all the rest of it. I already tell people like that have addiction issues, like this is something like came to my mind, but now I definitely see the wisdom. Don't go out to your family and tell them make all these crazy promises to them. Just fucking do what you're supposed to do every day. Do your steps. I'm not even joking. People don't like 12-step programs. Church people don't like it. I don't give a damn. Like, I've seen it really help people. Mm-hmm. And that's the only thing that matters. Mm-hmm. But if you're in the midst of some addiction and you know it's fucking you up, like, go get the help.
Yeah.
Go get. I had to do it.
I don't even understand why. Like, no, I do remember like when people were saying, you know, the 12-step program. But when you think about humans and you think about,
like, I just think evangelicals have a problem. Each time
they got those little keychains,
yeah,
like I saw how proud they were.
Oh yeah,
and when they got like the whole thing of it,
yeah,
like, they'd be showing it off. Like,
you had 2 or 3, yeah, because you had people that were almost dead, literally almost dead, and a normal person might think, "Wow, 2 weeks without alcohol," but I didn't give a fuck. Anytime they cleared a week, we brought them up stage. Mm-hmm. We'd celebrate the hell out of them. And,
yeah, that's right.
You know, but, yeah. Please,
well, it's like the endorphins, like, you know, like when you do something, you get that little endorphin rush. Like, that's what it is. Like, it's a little, like, little treasure, a little prize, and you see the stuff stacking up. And I don't know, also, like, God brought order out of chaos when he created the world. And I think that when you're in the throes of addiction and everything that comes with it, because it's like one of many sins. Like, it kind of like works together to like overcome you. There's a lot of things going on usually. And when you're working the process out of it, like there's a lot of chaos in your life, and you're bringing order by going through the steps. You're bringing order by saying, okay, where have you wronged people? Go to those people, start making those things right. Like, there's a lot of order coming out of chaos. So that, you know, principally that would help people. That's the pattern that God did when he created. So you're creating when you make your way through these steps. I don't think that it's something to look down on. I think it's something to celebrate. And, you know, shout out to anybody. You know, we have a lot of people on our channel actually that have made it through that, and they're continuing to keep sober to this day. And like, sometimes I think like about how a sober person or somebody who's like really given up, they count their life after that by sober days. And I'm like, that means it's intense. Like, it sounds like, you know, like, I have a friend of mine from college, and her husband died recently, and everything, she's counting everything. Like, it's been this amount of time. This is our first, today is actually her anniversary.
JB, 2.5 years sober. What's good,
Shout
baby?
Out to JB.
Shout out to JB and his family.
Today's her anniversary with her husband. It's just hard, you know, like, but so she's counting everything. So it's like, she's counting from, you know, like that point, because there was like a moment in her life that's completely changed and it's not going to be the same. And then you, like, people will do the same thing. Like, they count it, like it's very, very significant. Like, obviously that was her husband, but like alcoholism, I think it just has a way, or any addictions that people get themselves in and have a real struggle to get out of it. Like, if you're still counting it, to me, it seems like it's still hard for you. But they keep going. So, you know, like 2.5 years sober right there. Like, it's hard. It's hard to stop doing what you're addicted to. It's hard to leave that, but you have to be able to reach for something else.
7 years in October for me.
You
definitely got to give that kid a discount. Did we square that with him yet?
No, I'm still waiting for the boss to get back to me.
All right. Lost, we'll get on a call and figure it out. 7 years, though? We got to do something about that, Lost, for real. Love you, baby. Keep doing that. Keep it up, though. Keep it up. Keep it up.
I think, like, the other thing, too, like, you hear about, you know, it's like anything else. When you fall off, people get behind. People are probably still in that situation, like there's gonna be thousands of people that listen to this review when it comes out. It's Metallica, for goodness sakes, you know, like there's people in that situation now, people listening to this now, whenever this gets listened to, that are in it. Like today's your day, you know. But I think it's hard to let go of something if you don't have something else to hold on to. That's Jesus. I don't know what else to tell you. That's Jesus. He's been all the way for me. Like there's things that are hard. Like you have to have something else to go to, and he's going to be your way out if you can try it. You know, there's that guy, try Jesus for 30 days. And like, we thought that was so horrible. Go ahead, try Jesus for 30 days. Try it. Ask him for help. Pray. Try it. See if he doesn't come through.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, man, like, one, this band is ridiculous.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's just a ridiculous band. Like, I think I'm a hard person to impress, especially after, like, this is what we do. Like, but I'm genuinely impressed. Because if you play guitar, you know that, like, there's that growth, and then there's that plateau, and then there's especially when you're trying to make new music, you're trying to do something different, and you're like, oh, that's the derivative of this, and this, and this, and this. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, to be able to still do this and still do something, that's one of the things that Colin talks about, like, when you're watching a player like Michael Jordan or things like that. Like, if you go to take a bathroom break or go to get popcorn, you're going to miss something you'll never see again.
Yeah, yeah.
And, like, Metallica is kind of like that. They just routinely put out, I think, Dave Mustaine. Okay, so my top 5 riff gods are Brian from Korn.
Obviously.
Dimebag Darrell.
Mm-hmm.
Dime is probably number 1. If I didn't love Korn so much, if I didn't love Head so much, I'd probably make him number 1. But you know how I am.
I know. Yeah.
So Head is number 1. Dime is number 2 as far as riffing goes. Dude from Lamb of God, Mark, he's 3. I think he's an underrated riff guy for sure. James Hetfield, and then dude from Megadeth. Dude from Megadeth is also Dave Mustaine. Dude, he's probably number 1. We've just heard, but for me and my attitude, I gotta say it'd probably be Dimebag Darrell. But yeah, like, this band is just incredible. It's so crazy to me. Like, I discovered this band in high school. They were already in the game for like 20 years. And it's like now we're watching LeBron James. He's on the same team as his son, which is crazy because I'm watching videos of LeBron playing like little kiddie basketball with this little kid who can barely walk. And now he's on it, you know. So Metallica, like, they're still here. And, you know, I wish one of the older kids were in the metal, man. Like, that would have been I was like, oh, I'm going to teach you all these, you know. They're like, man, fuck that. We don't care about none of that.
Ray's the only one. He always asks me, Mama, can you get me a guitar? Can we get me a guitar?
Yeah.
I want to play like Daddy plays.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's the only one. And I think he's like he's a little metal guy.
He's a metalhead for sure, for sure.
Well, to be honest with you, all the little ones are. Like, they headbang, but all of them went to concerts in my womb. Yep.
All of them went to shows. That's right. That's right. Orion was at the Nail of the Scars show. That's right. All right, 9.8 for this song.
9, I'm thinking. Let me marinate on it. I'm going to go with a 9.9. I mean, I'm sorry. I hate to do this to you guys, but I actually meant 8.9.
8 point. Man, I'm going to get off. I'm not going to argue with you. Strike that from the record. Rate the EP. Okay, so we basically did an album review. Because
I know. It was starting the whole thing.
It only had 4 songs on it. Rate it 1 to 10, the entire record.
9.2.
That's so funny.
9.25.
I gave it a 9.4. The only thing that separated a 4 from 5 and above was I think it was the 3rd song. It wasn't bad, but each of the other 3 songs had like a moment where I was like, damn, I never heard that before. And for these guys to still do that, I'm sorry. That's legendary. I promise you, you play that guitar for 10 years, 20 years, whatever, as you. you'll see you keep going to the same patterns, you keep going to the same scales, you're variegating things that are just like, I did that 4 songs ago. It's one of the most frustrating things in the world to come up with riffs, not only that fit into a particular song, right, but are also unique in their own way.
Yeah. Yep.
But still maintain the
Mm-hmm.
clear signature that you did it.
Mm-hmm.
Korn, their tuning, it was pretty obvious when it was them. I think early Metallica, it was pretty obvious when it was them. And now the market's just completely flooded. Nobody really has a signature sound anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Yep, see, exactly. Con knows what I'm talking about. You try to play something new, and then you just automatically get drawn to the shit you already know. Exactly. And most of the time, the shit that you're drawn to is something that's like very melodious or whatever, and it sounds beautiful. You know what I'm saying? It's like, that's because this shape does this. And it's like, yeah, how do you put that in a song, though?
Yeah, yeah.
It's crazy. You got to give these boys their props. I'm going to give the entire album. Did you rate it already?
Yeah.
What did you give it? The entire record.
I thought I gave it a 9.45.
Yeah. Hunter, we did 4 songs that were coming up on 3 hours, so our reviews were a little long this time. But they were all deep songs. What are we supposed to do?
I know.
Can't sell them short. I'm gonna give this one a 9.48. Like I said, the a 9.5. If you put that in Excel, right, and just push it to the other number.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it because of that third song. Like I said, the third song was great. Just sonically, it wasn't as challenging as the other 3 because each of them had a moment. Each of them had a moment. That's what I feel. That's my story. I'm sticking to it.
All right, you guys, that is the end of this stream.
Stay tuned.
But don't worry, we're coming back tomorrow. Tomorrow is, so wait a minute, let's just shout out to DJ Ben.
DJ freaking
I am
Ben
going to
in this
refresh
bitch.
one more time on Rumble
DJ
while I'm giving the other information.
Ben.
And maybe there's enough likes. There's not. There's only 5. You guys,
Right,
you have to get
what?
at least 10 likes
You know what?
to be able to run a contest.
You know what?
What?
Where are... Who was...
I'm going to let you find that.
Okay.
So tomorrow... oh, you got it?
Get a point for Lost Hate. And then 2 points... 2.5 points for JB. So JB's got 2.5 points because he's 2.5 years sober. And then Lost Hate has a point because he said something about that, but I don't want to put his business out there. So let's give those 2 points.
Okay, so we're giving Lost Hate 1 point.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't worry, Ben. I don't think it's gonna start that early.
And then, wait, what?
He says
Fallout is 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Oh,
That's what you're
tomorrow?
asking. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Okay.
You can catch us on the other one though.
What's the give me the other thing? Who's the other one? Oh, Lost Hate. Oh, and JB.
Yeah, so Lost Hate gets 1 and then JB did 2.5 years.
So 2 points.
Yeah. That's a random thing. We reserve the right to give people points.
Yep.
And also I'm trying to get Lost Hate some extra points so that he can get a show done.
You know you can pass out discounts anytime you want, babe. Whatever you want to do.
Well, we're a partnership. So what's happening tomorrow is around 5:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be watching the rest of the Fallout series. So we saw Fallout.
The first 4 episodes.
Episodes 1 through 4.
Now we're going to go 4 through 8 is tomorrow. We're going to be starting around 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But you all know how we are. That means it's probably going to be about 5:30. You know what? I hate to diss on us, but that's what happens.
And here comes,
it might be 5 o'clock on the dot. I don't know.
Yeah, here comes Lost Hate not minding his own business. I don't need a point for not doing wrong. I appreciate it, though. You're wrong, Lost Hate. Had nothing to do with you not doing wrong, baby. We're celebrating.
Yeah.
We are celebrating.
What are you saying? We can't celebrate? You're trying to control us?
Yeah, look, man,
What's wrong with you?
I'm not your dad. I'm not patting you on the head, bro. I'm just saying I know how difficult that shit is. And you shared it with us, and you didn't have to. Mm-hmm. And I know... I don't know what you believe, but I know that you coming out and saying that is going to help somebody else.
100%. I thought the same thing. I thought the same thing. I thought, wow, other people are going to listen to this and they're going to be inspired by JB and by Lost Hate.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
You guys are going to be the catalyst for other people doing the same thing.
Yeah,
so
seen it happen,
no, we're grateful for you
I've
guys.
seen it happen a million
and we're grateful
times.
for your honesty.
Seen it happen a million times.
Yep.
See, that's my thing. Is I'm such a private person. Like, I appreciate the hell out of anybody that's like, yo, I'm in the middle of this shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I appreciate the hell out of that. Somebody saying that because I didn't grow up that way, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, shit's going down, man. You going to school? We good, bro. We good.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't none, Bo. Ain't you bad nothing. Plus, we got to get you. We got to get creative about getting your shit online, bro. You broke as hell, nigga.
Oh, Jesus, babe. What the fuck? All right.
I just love him. I like the you know the name, like there's a couple is him biting. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
You guys, here's the link if anybody's interested to see where the points are at.
Yep.
Oh, shit, that's a really long link.
Maybe we should
Rumble winners. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I had an idea.
We'll talk about it.
All right, guys.
Unless you want to just announce it.
Metallica Mondays, baby.
If you
Metallica
want
Mondays.
I'll throw in with you.
Metallica Mondays.
All right, you guys. So tomorrow.
I'll say this: if you are a Metallica fan, we will perpetually keep Mondays open for the Metallica fans. So if you want to do a Metallica stream, we will bias Monday towards you. If there is no Metallica stream and you want to do something on Monday, then you're good to go. If that makes any sense. Maybe some good can come from my life, destruction, silver lining, and all that. You know it. You know it, baby. Okay, Lord Jesus, thank you for all my friends. Thank you for Lost Hate. Keep them on the wagon, Lord. You know how hard that is for everybody. Thank you for Jay. 2.5 years. 2.5 years, God. Thank you so much for that, God. Give him strength. Give him power to continue. And give him happiness, God, and bring him to yourself. And I pray the same thing for Lost and for my little sister Jet. And we're continually waiting for you to reveal yourself to her. It's going to be a glorious day, inshallah. I love you, Jesus. And thank you for all my friends. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
We love you guys. We're out of here. We're gone. Shout out to the big homie,
See
Kai.
you tomorrow. We're going to do this movie.
Kai,
Show.
Kai, I'll see you at the boogie, baby. I'll see you at the boogie. Goodbye. What'd she say? Goodbye, cruel world.
Goodbye, cruel world.
Wasn't that the Wicked Witch of the West?
I think so.
That's what I never understood. I never understood that. No, because you're like literally you're terrorizing this entire place called Oz, and then somebody
You're
finally
the one that brought the cruelty.
somebody finally got the drop on her, and she's like, cruel world. Like, man, get out of here, man. I'm not doing none of that with you.
That was the one that she melted at the end.
Yeah. Dorothy threw the water. I was like, oh, she's gonna get in trouble for that. I was like, her mom's gonna spank her. I was like 6. I was like 6. Mom's gonna spank her. All right, we love you guys. Vid out.
Sori out.